Let me tell you about a group of people who have quietly embarrassed the entire fitness industry. They wake up in a 6x8 cell. No barbells, no protein shakes, no machines. And yet these guys are walking around with physiques that would make the average gym member stop and reconsider their entire approach to training. We are talking about prison inmates. And before you click away, this is not a story about prison. This is a story about what happens when you strip fitness all the way down to its bones and discover that everything you actually need was already attached to your body. Let me guess your situation. You have been going to the gym, following a program, maybe even tracking your macros, and you are still not seeing the results you want. You look in the mirror after months of hard work and something still feels off. The progress is slower than you expected. The motivation is starting to dry up. And somewhere in the back of your mind, a quiet voice is starting to whisper that maybe you are just not built for this. I have been there. Most people have. And here is the truth that nobody in the fitness industry wants to say out loud. The problem is not your genetics. It is not your schedule. And it is definitely not that you need another expensive piece of equipment. The problem is that you have been chasing complexity when the most powerful muscle-building tools in existence are already attached to your skeleton. The fitness industry has a business model, and that business model requires you to stay confused. Confused people buy things: supplements, machines, memberships, programs. But here is the secret they are genuinely terrified you will figure out. The most effective muscle-building tools ever created are not sold anywhere. You were born with them. In this video, I am going to show you 6 bodyweight exercises that research has proven to match, and in some cases beat, their weighted counterparts for muscle activation. These are not beginner moves. These are not "I do not have a gym" substitutes. These are elite-level movements that will challenge even the most experienced lifters. I am going to break down the science, show you the exact muscles each one targets, teach you the form, call out the mistakes that are quietly costing you gains, and give you progressions so you can keep getting stronger for months and years to come. This is the video I genuinely wish existed when I started training. If you are new here, welcome. Hit that subscribe button because we drop videos like this every single week. Now let us get into it. Number 1, the push-up. Before you move on thinking this is too basic, hear me out. Because you have probably never done a push-up the right way. A 2015 study published in the Journal of Physical Therapy Science found that a properly performed push-up activates the chest, the front deltoid, and the triceps at levels comparable to the bench press. But here is what makes it genuinely superior in some ways. The push-up also fires your serratus anterior and core stabilizers in a way that pressing a barbell off your back literally cannot replicate. Because you are not pinned to a bench. Your whole body is in the fight. More muscles working, more total tension, more signal for growth. So what does proper form actually look like? Hands slightly wider than shoulder width. Elbows at roughly 45 degrees from your torso, not flaring out to 90 degrees like most people do. Chest touches the floor on every single rep, and your body forms one rigid plank from your head to your heels. No sagging hips, no raised hips. Pause at the bottom for a full second. Feel the stretch. Then drive up explosively. The biggest mistake people make is speed. They rush through reps and strip away all the tension in the process. Speed is the enemy of tension. And tension is where muscle actually grows. Slow it down. Once you can do 20 clean reps, you are not done. You are just ready to level up. Move to archer push-ups, then pseudo-planche push-ups. The ceiling on push-up difficulty is essentially unlimited if you are willing to keep climbing it. Number 2, the pike push-up. This one is going to change the way you think about shoulder training. Most people chase heavy overhead press numbers, and overhead pressing is effective. But the pike push-up shifts the loading angle to target the medial and anterior deltoid in a way that directly mimics a vertical press. And it does it with significantly less spinal compression. A progressive pike push-up program, one that eventually moves toward a handstand push-up, can produce shoulder development that rivals strict military pressing. Without loading your spine like a freight elevator, your lower back will thank you for that one. Here is the setup. Start in a downward dog position, hips high. Body forming an inverted fifth, hands shoulder width apart, fingers spread. Lower your head toward the floor between your hands, elbows flaring naturally outward. Drive back up through your palms with full control. The mistake everyone makes is rushing the descent and letting the hips drop. The moment your hips sink, this stops being a shoulder exercise. Keep those hips elevated the entire time. This is a slow, deliberate movement. Progress from wall-supported pike push-ups to feet elevated on a chair to wall handstand push-up negatives. The actual goal, if you are patient enough to chase it, is a full freestanding handstand push-up. That is a genuine elite upper body strength standard. Number 3. The inverted row. This is the most underutilized back builder in existence. And if you have been skipping it because it looks too easy, that is a mistake that has been quietly holding your back development back for years. Research comparing the inverted row to the barbell bent over row found that the inverted row produces significantly higher activation of the lower trapezius and rhomboids. Those are the muscles that create real back thickness. The dense three-dimensional look that separates someone who lifts from someone who genuinely looks like they lift. And because your entire body weight is moving horizontally, your core, glutes, and hamstrings are all working as stabilizers at the same time. You are not just building your back, you are building everything behind you. Setup is simple. A barbell and a squat rack at waist height. Lie underneath it. Grip just outside shoulder width. And keep your body in a perfectly rigid plank. Pull your chest to the bar. At the top, squeeze your shoulder blades together hard. Then lower slowly. 3 full seconds on the way down. The thing to watch for, the moment your hips sag, you lose tension in the lats, and the movement becomes almost pointless. Your body is a plank from head to heel, every single rep. Progress by elevating your feet, then placing a weight plate on your chest, then going single arm. This exercise scales into a level of difficulty that will humble lifters who have been training twice as long as you. Alright, we are halfway through. But stay with me because exercise number 4 is the one that almost everyone gets wrong. And I mean embarrassingly wrong. It is also the single movement most responsible for the physiques you see on elite gymnasts and calisthenics athletes. If you leave now, you are going to miss the most important tip in this entire video. Number 4. The Bulgarian split squat. This is the movement that separates people who go through the motions from people who actually transform their bodies. A landmark study from the National Strength and Conditioning Association found that single-leg exercises like the Bulgarian split squat produce greater muscle activation per leg than bilateral squats at equivalent loads. Think about what that actually means. You can use significantly less total weight and still create more muscle-building stimulus per leg than a heavy barbell squat. Less spinal loading, less knee stress, better balance, better core engagement, more muscle growth. This is not a compromise movement. This is an upgrade. Here is where most people fall apart. Your rear foot goes elevated on a bench or chair, roughly knee height. Your front foot needs to be far enough forward that when you lower down, your front shin stays roughly vertical. It should not be caving forward over your toes. Lower your back knee slowly toward the floor, keeping your torso upright with a slight forward lean from the hips. Drive back up through your front heel. Not your toes, your heel. The mistake I see constantly is people doing this too fast, too shallow, with their front foot too close. That turns a world-class leg exercise into a balance drill. Done correctly, this movement will make your quads and glutes work harder than any machine you have ever used. Progress from body weight, to holding dumbbells in a goblet position, to a barbell on your shoulders. Each step increases the load without giving up the unilateral advantage. Number 5. The dip. If you are not doing weighted dips, or at least working toward them, you are leaving serious size on the table. EMG studies have consistently shown that dips produce some of the highest pectoral and tricep activation of any upper body pressing movement. The lower chest specifically, that thick sweeping development that separates a decent chest from a genuinely impressive one, is difficult to build without some form of dipping movement. Add in the fact that dips train the triceps through their full range of motion and hammer the front deltoid simultaneously, and you have one of the most efficient muscle builders in existence. Form, grip parallel bars, arms fully extended at the top. Lower yourself at a 3-second tempo until your upper arms are at least parallel to the floor. Lean slightly forward on the descent to emphasize the chest. Stay more upright if you want to shift the focus to the triceps. Press back up powerfully and stop just before fully locking out to keep tension on the muscle throughout. The mistake that kills progress here is half reps. Half-rep dips build half a physique. Full depth, every single rep, no exceptions. Work your way from bench dips, to parallel bar dips, to ring dips, to weighted dips. Adding 20 kilograms to your dip is a legitimate strength milestone. Start working toward it now. Number 6. The archer pull-up. You know the standard pull-up. The archer pull-up takes it somewhere most people have never been. Instead of pulling with both arms equally, you extend one arm straight out to the side while the other pulls your chin over the bar. This dramatically increases the load on one side, making it a direct bridge between a standard pull-up and the one-arm pull-up, which is one of the most demanding feats in all of bodyweight training. Research on unilateral pulling movements shows significantly greater lat thickness development compared to bilateral pulling. Because each lat is forced to work independently without the other side compensating, That is what creates the wide, flaring lats that produce the V-taper. No cable machine required. Start with a wide overhand grip. As you pull, reach one arm straight out to the side and keep it straight, or as close to straight as your current strength allows. Pull your chin to the bar on the other side. You will naturally lean slightly toward the pulling arm. Lower under full control. Then alternate sides. The mistake, bending the extended arm. Once you bend it, you have redistributed the load and lost the unilateral challenge. It has to stay straight. Progress through wide grip pull-ups, then archer pull-ups with a slight bend allowed on the extended arm, then full archer pull-ups, then slow archer negatives, then the one-arm pull-up. This is one of the most rewarding progressions in all of training. The day you lock out a clean one-arm pull-up is a day you do not forget. If this video is giving you value, hit the like button right now. It takes 1 second, and it helps more people find this channel. And if you are not subscribed yet, hit subscribe. We put out this kind of content every single week, and I do not want you to miss what is coming next. Now let me tie this all together. 6 exercises, push-up progressions, pike push-ups, inverted rows, Bulgarian split squats, dips, archer pull-ups. The single thread running through every one of them is progressive difficulty. Every movement can always be made harder, not by adding plates, but by mastering one variation and stepping into a more demanding one, indefinitely. That means your body never fully adapts, and a body that cannot fully adapt never stops being forced to grow. That is the principle those prison athletes understood long before fitness became an industry built on selling you things you do not need. Here is what I want to leave you with. The equipment was never the barrier. The gym was never the barrier. The missing ingredient, the thing that actually separates the people who transform their bodies from the people who spend years wondering why nothing is changing, is the willingness to commit to mastery over comfort. Every exercise in this video is going to feel hard at first. Some of them are going to humble you. The archer pull-up will expose weaknesses you did not know you had. The Bulgarian split squat will make your legs work in a way no machine ever has. That is the point. That difficulty is the signal that something real is happening. Your body is the most sophisticated piece of equipment ever built. You carry it everywhere. It costs you nothing. And when you learn to actually use it, the results will surprise you. So here is your assignment. Pick 2 of these exercises. Just 2. Add them to whatever you are already doing this week. Master them. Progress on them. Then come back and tell me in the comments what happened. Because I promise you, 3 months from now, you are going to look back at today as the day things changed. Now stop watching. Go train. I will see you in the next one.